Good afternoon, students. Welcome you all to Clyde Gurukul, and I am Nilanjan, the teacher of English over here. And considering this particular time, we are practicing lots of materials, reading comprehension passages, and most of the practice sheets have already been uploaded in LMS section. You will find it, and as well as in the Telegram channel. So each and every passage is getting explained by me. And passage number 4, this is the time to be explained by me as well. Okay. So what is the passage all about? Let me tell you one thing, that this particular passage has been taken from Charles Dickens' The Great Expectation. It's a wonderful kind of a piece of literary art, you can also consider it. A fearful man, all in a coarse grey, with a great iron on his legs, a man with no hat and with broken shoes and with an old rag tied around his head. So it's talking about a man rather it is a description regarding a particular man's gesture and what are the things that are going to happen to him. It's narrating. The author is in a mood to narrate the entire story over here. So certain facts have already been mentioned over here. Certain characters are existing as well. So if you go through the passage, we will come to know that it's to be considered on a very easy note, because the passage is nothing complex, complexity level is not a bigger one in this particular passage. So it's quite easy. Moving to question number 1. From the description of the man, what can be inferred about him? इस पर्टिकुलर पैसेज में एक व्यक्ति के बारे में बहुत सारा डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया गया है, राइट. सो उनका जेस्चर क्या है, उनका पोस्चर क्या है, कौन ऐसा कैरेक्टर है जिनके साथ उनका कन्वर्सेशन हो रही है यहाँ पे. सो लॉट्स ऑफ फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स हैव ऑलरेडी बीन मेंशन्ड. इफ यू जस्ट गो थ्रू द पैसेज यू विल कम टू नो दैट ऑल द डिस्क्रिप्शन आर क्वाइट इजी टू बी परसीव्ड. सो फ्रॉम द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द मैन व्हाट कैन बी इन्फर्ड, उस व्यक्ति के बारे में क्या इन्फ्लुएंस हम लोग डिड्यूस कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट वन, he was a very impressive personality. He was a psycho. He was upset in life. He had an intimidating look. Look, the thing is that if you go through the entire paragraph, you will come to know, if you go through the I should be sticking to the first paragraph, first few lines, like a fearful man, all in a coarse grey. I am just underlining a word, fearful man. It shows the apprehension, dreary kind of look. All in a coarse grey, with a great iron on his leg, a man with no hat and with broken shoes and with an old rag tied round his head. A man who had been soaked in water and smothered in mud and lamed by stones and cut by flames and stung by nettles and torn by briars, who limped and shivered and glared and growled. So all these adjectives only indicate one thing, that this particular man has a very fearful kind of look, or rather you should call it an intimidating look. And if you go through the option, you will find in option D, it is absolutely clear that it is written here, an intimidating look. All the adjectives are reflecting only one thing, and that is a very fearful factor or apprehensive kind of thing, and that's why we should conclude that yes, D is going to be the correct answer. Now B. The description of the story is a combination of, if you move if you proceed the story, you will come to know that there are certain facts. Humor sense is also applied over here. At the same time, author has tried to create a terrifying atmosphere. So we can easily call it that it's a nice combination between terror and humor. Okay. It's not all about appreciation and humor. It's not all about apprehension and sadness. Rather, the author has tried to have a nice blending between terror and humor. So that has been reflected over here. Certain adjectives are playing a crucial role regarding this particular features. What should be like terror and humor, the combination. Okay. So the correct answer will be definitely 2B. Number 3, who is narrating the entire story? Now, if you go through this particular question, here the name of the person is being asked over here. So, going through the option, first one, Joe Gargery, next one, Georgiana, next one, Mrs. Joe, and last one, Philip Pirip. Now, getting back to the passage, I will show you one thing. This is the line. Tell us your name, said the man. Quick, peep, sir. Once more, said the man, staring at me. Give it mouth. Peep, peep, sir. So, these words like peep, peep, it indicates only one name, and that is Philip. So, correct answer is definitely Philip Pirip, and he is the man who is being searched for over here, who is narrating the entire story. It's not all about Georgiana, it's not all about Joe, it's not Mrs. Joe, rather it is Philip Pirip. And from those lines, from those words I have already underlined, you can easily come to know that this is going to be the correct answer. So, we are in question number 4. Where was Peep seated when the conversation was going on? तो क्वेश्चन ये पूछ रहे हैं कि पीप का पोजीशन क्या था, कहाँ पे पीप बैठा हुआ था जब ये कन्वर्सेशन चल रही थी. राइट. फर्स्ट वन, आइसोलेटेड विलेज चर्चयार्ड. नेक्स्ट, रिवर साइड. थर्ड, इन द कोर्टयार्ड ऑफ हिज हाउस. एंड लास्ट, आउटसाइड द हाउस. सो फॉर सिलेक्टिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन, कौन ऐसा ऑप्शन है जो आपका करेक्ट आंसर के रूप से यहाँ पे सामने आएंगे, इसके लिए मुझे पैसेज में वी नीड टू गेट बैक टू द पैसेज सो दैट वी कैन फाइंड इट आउट. सर्टेन वर्ड्स आर देयर, लेट मी शो. हियर यू कैन फाइंड दैट देयर वाज अ लाइन, बेसिकली village lay. Yeah, I pointed to where our village lay, on the flat inshore among the all the trees and pollers, miles from more the church. So from these particular lines, you can easily find out what should be the correct answer. Moving to option A, it is written isolated village churchyard. And from those lines which have already been highlighted by me, you can easily get to know that A is going to be the correct answer. Why? Because it's talking about away from that particular place, village, there was a churchyard, and that is being mentioned over here. Last question of the passage. By the line, he ate the bread ravenously, it can be inferred that the stranger was. What do you mean by ravenously? Look, one question you can expect based on vocab section, and this is the question you are going for. Right, ravenously means when a person is extremely hungry, when a person is suffering from hunger and he is really hungry. So that from that point of view, ravenous word is being used. And here, as it is mentioned, he ate the bread ravenously, it means that he was really hungry. Moving through the option, first option, mentally ill, no, it doesn't make any sense over here. Option B, over smart, no. Next, extremely extrovert, ravenous doesn't have any connection with that. And last option, option D, extremely hungry, yes, that what I was talking about, extremely hungry. So correct answer is going to be option D. Okay, so guys, I have explained all the 5 questions from paragraph passage 4. I am quite hopeful that no doubt will be there regarding the explanation. I have tried to cover up all the aspects, and it was a quite easy passage, as you know. So in the coming classes, I will be presenting more explanation from the different kind of passages. Keep watching, just have a track, go to practice all the practice sheets that are going to be uploaded through the Telegram channel as well as LMS section. And what I should say to all of you, be safe and keep on practicing. All the best. Thank you. Have a great time.